Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and the only Rum Boys Fantasy Network. I am your host, Rum Boys Robbie, aka the Admiral. Thank you guys for joining us for this week's edition of yet again uh, uh, another one, the show about nothing here on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. Yo, by the way, like check out the graphic here in the background. Like for those of you guys who are going to see this show probably tomorrow morning, on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. We upload all of our show about nothing on all the audio platforms. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out like the graphics. Speaking of graphics, tonight's co-host for tonight's show about nothing is actually no other than Miles, fantasy football, Peacock. What's good, brother?
Hey, what's good, Robbie? Thanks for having me on. And what better way to be here than be introduced by the famous call of the Peacock, which I love so much. I feel like I'm very special to have that every time I get introduced on this show or Rum Boys or whoever I come on to greet you guys.
It's really my favorite because it's not even the actual fucking sound that a peacock makes.
It's not. We've heard what it sounds like, and it's weird. The actual it could be kind of similar, but
it sounds like a turtle fucking. Honestly,
it's like a pterodactyl or something. I don't know.
Like a pterodactyl, like
I guess call.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Google that. Like, put the audio up.
I know. I need to make it your drop, bro. I need to make like the fucking peacock sound your actual drop. Like right before I introduce you, I just hit a button and I think I can make that happen pretty easy. Actually,
I didn't think about that. I could probably make that happen pretty quick too.
Yeah.
We got to cut it because I think the audio that we've actually heard from that, it's kind of long. It's like a 45-second audio for some reason.
That's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know how we do here. We are live tonight on Twitch, so check us out at Rumboy spelled with a ZNET on Twitch and Periscope. That same handle works for both. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Rumboys Fantasy Network on TikTok, Rumboys Fantasy Network on Google. You can type us in on Google, like fucking.
Did you say subscribe on YouTube?
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube. We're everywhere. We're here to provide you guys content.
Exactly.
Help you get through your goddamn week. It's tough out here. You know what's hard out here for a pimp. They don't know. Y'all know how we got to do really quick. Let's go ahead and let's relax on this Wednesday night. I just poured up some Bacardi here in the shot glass. Ladies and gentlemen, cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum Boys and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. We love and appreciate all of you.
Dilly dilly.
So tonight's topic here on the show about nothing, we're actually talking about, well, health, mental health, physical health, from multiple, all different types of standpoints. As you guys know, last week on the show about nothing, we had discussed, addiction and is there such thing as a good drug or a bad drug and how those may differ and counteract with the human brain and how certain things could be beneficial and how things are negative, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that was a super interesting episode. Yeah, I tuned in for that and chimed in a couple times in the chat, and I thought that was extremely cool because I learned I knew I was going to be there and learn a few things, and then I helped Bogart when he stumbled and he couldn't think of a certain singer's name. I think it was rock singer. I was like totally lost. I think it was Chris Cornell.
Yeah, it's Chris Cornell. It was Chris Cornell. Yeah.
Go back and check out the trivia for that one on the latest episode, I guess.
Exactly. Oh, we're probably gonna have to start rolling that out. But tonight we are talking kind of on the flip side of last week's subject and going into health and mental health. And first thing I guess we could kind of open up with is, depression and anxiety, and post-traumatic stress and things of that nature. First thing I want to open up with, if you guys need help with any of that. Like reach out to someone, talk to someone. First things first. Second thing, I guess I'd like to begin with. I mean, I guess we can go into. We're just gonna peel the curtain back and be completely vulnerable. Um, me being a military veteran, I've dealt with PTSD. That I've had the times where it's hard to sleep, and you have to think about some of the things that you may have done, some of the sins, good, bad, right, wrong, and different that you may have had to commit. Um, I've suffered from depression. I came from my last relationship. Actually, believe it or not, the whole second year that we were running Rum Boys Fantasy Network, I was in as a man, believe it or not, I was in an abusive relationship. I was in an abusive relationship. Um, I was in a relationship where someone had even utilized, someone had utilized, times of things that we were going on with in social justice in America, against me. If you don't tell me that you love me right now, then I'm gonna call the cops and say that you hit me. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? Do that? Like, I'm a black dude, you're a white woman. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Unjustifiable in
Exactly.
many regards there, but
I've had to be in situations where like, I got to record to like keep myself, from that. I've been in relationships where my partner has tried to manipulate me and be very narcissistic towards me, so, and gaslighted me. So it's tonight's topic is kind of tying into how we went into the human brain and the human thought process last week, and then going a little bit deeper this week. Miles, if you like, feel free, you can say anything at any given moment.
Sure, and I'll be candid as well, and I appreciate you having me on to talk about this certain subject and how it leans into other things as well, as far as not only just mental wellness or illness or health in general. Just like we have a regular health, as in your physical health, same thing goes for what's going on upstairs. So like you mentioned before, things like anxiety and depression, which can lead to more serious consequences or actions such as suicide, or which is those extreme, in this context. I feel that a lot of people and mostly everybody, at some point or another has felt this, regardless of, where they've come from, and they've experienced it one way or another, to where, you can go into a dark place, and sometimes you don't know how to deal with it, or who to talk to, or where, whatever it may be. So
Yeah,
it's very important, and I'm glad that we're able to kind of broach the subject, maybe paint some pictures here, maybe with a broad brush, but at least talk about it.
It's definitely different. It's definitely different for us to be able to excuse me, to go out there and hop on camera and talk about something like this, and talk about a topic like this, because everyone looks at us in the industry and they're like, yo, these are the fun loving dudes. This is where I go, and it's like, I'm gonna turn up and I'm gonna have a beer, and it's like, oh shit, like here it is, like these guys are being serious here on the show about nothing. But it's also because we're people just like you. One of the things that I feel that helps me a lot when I'm dealing with the depression and anxiety, is I like turning to you guys often. I turn to you guys often. And I love that. Within the Rum Boys Fantasy Network, like what started off as just honestly being, a company, and really just, hey, you write your article, and hey, I'm gonna hop on camera, I'm gonna get us, some publicity this way, and da da da. It's really became a family, to where, you and I, we've had conversations till like fucking like 12:30, here Mountain Time,
it's usually later for me.
Yeah, like an hour later for you, like me and Bogart, we've sat back and we've talked, like,
But we talk at the same time. Yeah, we talk about life things, and we get because we're genuinely we're real good friends. We have each other's phone numbers, and we'll talk on the phone, like if we went to high school together for a long time, or we've known each other for a long period of time. I think it's because we've worked together in this fun atmosphere, and we kind of, like you said, like you do this, you do that, or pass it along to so and so and get his information and hit him up, or hey, anybody have an idea for this kind of stuff. So just that in general has had a good effect on me, especially now with COVID, to where like you can't hang out with all your buddies all the time, or you go to their place and barbecue or what, stuff like that.
Yeah, so stuff that breaks up the monotony of the box of, and we often talk about, especially on the show About Nothing, the paradox of life. And what I mean by that is, and I've even brought up on other shows, where whether I'm calling play by play, we have a commercial break or whatever the case. The paradox of life, and what I mean by that is the typical go to school, get a job, have kids, wake up, and fucking,
be
pay
happy.
taxes. Yeah. And like quote unquote, like be happy, and oftentimes you have to sit back and you have to remove yourself from that and ask, like, is this really what's making me happy? Now, of course, we all can't, we're all not going to make certain sacrifices in our lives to do exactly what makes us happy, because
Right.
that can lead to a lot of catastrophic shit,
Other problems as well.
Yeah, other problems. Yeah,
You have to throw
but
the super important things away to follow a pipe dream, but you have to still, what is it? I guess
you
you could
have to
still
play
have,
the game.
yeah, you have the dream there, right? But the hard work or the hustle to achieve that dream is still something that needs to be achievable in reality. You can't say I'm going to be a famous, singer or actress or whatever, and you have no talent, and just, unless maybe you pay for lessons, I'm telling you, anyways, it's just those circumstances. It has to be
You have to
within.
figure out. You have to figure out how you can make it work. Like, remember the American Idol motherfucker, William Hung. She bang. She
Oh yeah.
bang. She ball. Hey,
Well, he made it work.
Yeah, he made it work. He
I
made
forgot
it
about that
work.
guy.
And
Wow, that was annoying. Wasn't
I
he
bring
like,
that
oh
up.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, but I bring it up. I bring it up in that, like, you may have a dream of being like, like a sports writer, and maybe like sports writer may not be, like you can write, but like maybe you don't do as well as some other people. Maybe now writing satirical pieces, now becomes your shit. Where you throw in parody pieces, use some comedy or something. Like it's all about just figuring out yourself, and I bring that up because
Yeah, like that guy who does all the commentary stuff on sports clips. Like he wanted to be in broadcasting, but like he does all the like unfiltered swearing.
Chisel Adonis, Chisel Adonis,
There's several. I think there's probably
there's a
several
bunch of
people.
them.
Yeah, but like in that avenue, that kind of that same vein, I guess, about finding a niche, if you would, to make yourself happy. But like I said, like you were saying, it's not just be a robot, wake
Don't
up,
be
do
a
this, blah
don't
blah blah, and expect to be happy. And that's where I think you get into, like you said, the monotony of things. And if you don't break it up and you don't try to look on the bright side, or take a walk in the park, or take a deep breath, or
I love this comment. Your life is basically putting your life into something. I feel like
do you see that joint Soul?
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that movie yet, bro.
Well, no spoilers, because I know it's fairly new. So I'll get on. I guess I'm not going to plug Disney Plus, but I mean, I have it.
I'm gonna just borrow your Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, you got it. Sure, that's no problem, man. It's all good. I'll just tell you, like, hey, we're going to be watching. I'm going to have to kick you off.
I don't know
how many people can do it on the same account, but I'm sure it's more than a
we're
couple.
Gonna figure it out. Like, it's okay. Like, fuck it. But yeah,
nobody from Disney Plus is watching. Cancel my account.
You didn't hear us just now. But no, like I feel like breaking up the monotony is one of those things that you can do to really, kind of push your mental health further, and kind of break down the walls of depression and anxiety. Like one of the greatest things that I've learned about my mental disorders is I've learned to start using them, and this is going to sound very, very fucking Kanye. I've learned to use them as my superpowers. Like, honestly, so like me and my wife, for instance, like we'll be laying in bed and we'll be waiting on food or whatever. and I can tell because, and we live in an apartment complex. I live on the 3rd level. I know what my neighbor's footsteps sound like. You know,
you can like, I can tell that's so and so, as opposed to like his wife or something.
Exactly, yeah. Because of my PTSD, I have to know my surroundings. Like I have to know what every sound is. Like I know. It's at the point where I know when the fucking ice maker is going to make ice.
Yeah,
like,
you're picking up on like rhythms or details or like routines of people, or
it's a
just
thing,
being observant.
Of
your
like,
surroundings.
Super heightened senses. So that's one thing where it's like, okay, my quote unquote disorder is not bad. I at the age of 11, I was diagnosed with ADD, ADHD. My ability to focus on more things at once.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's a superpower. I don't have a disorder. I don't have
no, but I mean, society or structure needs for you to be focused on one thing, or pay attention, or sit still, or whatever it may be, and they'll try to push some pharmaceutical drugs on you. Okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where things go from. From that, or being diagnosed with something. Anyway, and that's a whole other tangent, I think. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. Continue.
But I mean, just different, just little things like that. My depression, I've looked at that as an awareness of, okay, this is me just being human. This is me just having feelings. Really quick, big up to Raj. He said, I just got a crazy bonus for a song I worked on. It hit 30 mil. Shit.
Oh shit.
That's
nice.
That's huge.
Maybe you should do some of our intros.
Exactly, yeah.
Do some of our songs.
But no, so like I acknowledge that as me, and I use that a lot of times to then go out and show empathy. Like I love what you did last week, where it was like how you were going through something, and like you were like on Twitter, and it was just like, what's up, world? Like, let's just talk. Like, let's just be fucking humans right now. Let's just tear down the goddamn curtain, and like, let's just unveil our masks. I don't mean the fucking masks protect you from COVID. Everybody out there wears masks. Like when you go out in society, you are wearing a fucking mask. Like the person that you are at work is not who you are at work.
Right. No, and I think that was just the discussion to try to figure out, why me, because I have a lot of problems, either like not talking about things in general, or just like expressing those other feelings, as far as like trying to be, I try not to be angry all the time. So like, I think I bottle in a lot of stuff, and I don't say things when they bother me. And then things like that just build.
Us as men, us especially as quote unquote alphas, we are always told, toughen up. What the fuck you crying for? I mean, we grew up in an era where it was okay for a coach to grab you by the goddamn face mask and be like, you better make that tackle next time, boy. Stop being out there playing soft. And he
for sure
yank you right back out there, buy your face mask, and throw you back out there on the field. Like that was normal growing up. Now you grab a kid by the face mask,
God forbid.
God forbid, I
was a CrossFit coach for like, I don't know, 5 years, and I owned a business, or maybe longer. And dude, I don't think like touched anybody once. I didn't even put my hands on them or anything. So
when I enlisted into the military, they were not allowed to use the word, and excuse how I put this, and I am using this only for context, YouTube. If you flag me, I understand. But back in the early days of the military, like when my dad enlisted, his drill sergeants could call him retard. They could refer to him by that word.
Right.
When I enlisted,
that one didn't get retired until too long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now when I enlisted in 2009, they were not allowed to use that. So what they replaced it with was trainee, which was what we were actually called. But they were now replacing it with, they're like, so remember the part? Remember the part in Tropic Thunder where it's like you never go full retard, like
right,
that.
Yeah, and that
my drill sergeant, Sergeant Grimes, he used to come in and he kick over my Foot Locker. So your Foot Locker's where you have all your shit and everything. He come over, kick over my fucking Foot Locker. Don't you ever go full training. You next time you fold your socks like this, da 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 da. And I'm like, the fuck, like, yo, like, what did you just call me? Like in my head, I'm like, what did you just say?
Damn.
Yeah. But like I went through a different military. Now they have these things called stress cards where if a DI is stressing you out too much.
Oh shit! I finished this.
You can. Oh, don't worry, man. We gonna hit.
Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah. No, it's all good. Keep going.
You can hand them a stress card. You remember the MTV show Next where they pull out the fucking red card?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull out this damn card. You can pull.
Everybody had whack haircuts and clothes. You go back and look at that show.
Yeah. look like you in the early 2000s.
Room Raider, yeah, that was totally me in the early 2000s. It was like super emo or weird, but yeah, definitely. I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
But you pull out this damn card, and the DI is now not allowed to insult you. Now, remind you, if you pull out this damn card, they are definitely going to get you later. It's like, oh, you thought you brought that stress card? Drop it, give me 50 right now. Like, let's go. Like, and you on the floor pushing the earth like a damn ant.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. I played sports back in the day too, and like I feel like all the coaches were, breaking UIL rules every time they spoke to me or made me do stuff.
And it's like at a certain point, humanity has to come in effect. Like we grew up in a time period during the 80s and the 90s. We used to play a game in high school called the Dozens.
Okay, I'm not too familiar unless it went by a different name over here.
All right, so you remember Looking Boy? Remember Looking Boy?
No, I do not.
You remember? You don't remember? You skipping leg day, skinny leg, chicken looking boy.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, when Dozens, it was mama jokes. And like it'd be like yo mama this and yo mama that. It became the yo mama game. Okay, so I know it as a Dozens. Because I'm old as shit.
Yeah, we're pretty straight up yo mama. Just that's what we call it. We just keep going.
And like
before somebody was fighting.
Like we don't realize this culture, and I bring up all these examples because we don't realize this culture that we have built, where it's like suppress how you really feel. Don't act out of emotion, or like if you're a man and you show emotion, like you're weak, like you're soft, and that's the weirdest thing to me now. I'll be 30 June 14th. And that's the weirdest shit to me approaching my 30s, where like I'm looking back and I'm like I'll never be able to grasp my head around two concepts. You're a man, you should shut up and deal with it. I'll never be able to grasp my head around that one concept. And I'll never be able to grasp my head around the concept of, well, I went with it and I dealt with it and I suffered through it. So therefore my kids can suffer through it. Well, isn't the whole point of having offspring is to make sure they don't go through the shit that fucking we went through? Like if we're just going to pass down trauma, well, then let's just fucking keep passing down trauma.
Right. Yeah, no. See, yeah, I get you with that. Cause I try to take all the things that my dad did wrong, which were, quite a few, me and him are cool and stuff now, but like, I don't know. It was a weird dilemma with me and my father, but anyhow, yeah, because I'm 34, so like we're about the same age. I'll be 35, I look 85.
Yeah,
I'm 34. I'll be 35 soon. But like me and my dad didn't always get along, and I had anger towards him for certain things that happened in the family that were totally within his control. He was a good dad, don't get me wrong, but maybe he wasn't the greatest husband or whatever the hell. And so I had a lot of that. As far as anger and not being able to deal with it, know how to deal with it and stuff like that. So I feel like now that I'm older, I know that I need to like work out like at least a couple times out of the week just to kind of feel better in general for my mental health, but specifically because that's like it's like a huge outlet for me. Like I turn everything off, nothing matters but like the number of reps that I'm doing or how, getting the time down on my run. And exactly. So I just forget about everything else and it doesn't matter. And the same thing, like when I'm doing art or graphics for the show or even editing, like everything else just kind of goes out the window. So doing things that I enjoy and making time for that, and making sure that people know that, hey, I need some of this time to either decompress or unwind or whatever, because you don't want to overload. You don't want to overload either. And I think that has a lot to do with the way you feel. You can't feel tired or sluggish. You have to still kind of have a passion for
proper communication, like proper communication. I love that you brought in a lot of those aspects. So one, listening to your body. So the first form of proper communication and dealing with a lot of your mental health. Last week we told you guys there's a lot. If you need those substances, again, I will reiterate what we said on last week's show. That is completely different. But if you are just trying to conquer your mental health and make your mental health that much stronger and fight these things without having to rely on substances.
Yeah, without having to sound like super religious, I'll just say it like what it kind of is. It's like you have to kind of fight your demons.
If you're just straight up trying to fight your demons,
talk like what is it that's making you feel this way, and kind of find the source of the problem, and maybe just deal with it head on. And if you can't for some reason, then maybe you do need some of those other substances that you guys were touching on last week, but do it in approach it in an intellectual way with some research, and as a medical approach is just the way that I like to. Whoa, crap, my daughter scared the shit out of me. I thought I was like hallucinating. Oh, hey, mama, hey. Yeah, it's a light. Oh God, that scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. She sensed the topic. She sensed the topic, and she's like, "Daddy needs a hug."
Yeah. Wow, that's
love. That's love.
My heart jumped out of my chest. I hope everybody saw that.
do things like go out there, go work out. How Miles was saying, talk to people, reach out to people. How I mentioned multiple times. Have outlets,
make sure you're sleeping, like you mentioned earlier. If you don't sleep well, then that leads to you being tired and all these other things happening as well. So you got to listening to your body is the first thing, and I think that kind of ties in with the sleeping a bit. But yeah, it's important.
We're actually gonna get into halftime really fast. We're gonna try.
I need to calm down. That's scary. My daughter scared the crap out of me.
We're gonna try. Oh my God, dude, you fucking bugged out there for a second.
It's because I was talking and I moved my arm, and then I saw her face.
I saw her in the camera. But see, I saw her first. So because I'm broadcasting to you, so I saw her first. So I was like, I'm just gonna be normal.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I was just talking. But that's hilarious.
little things like that. Also, if you're a parent dealing with mental health, that's kind of another thing that we're going to talk about. Remember your why. Remember why you're fighting through these demons and why you're overcoming. That's going to be something we're going to have here on the other side of halftime. As parents again dealing with mental health. Guys, I love that I'm gonna keep using this phrase. I love that I get to rip down the curtain with you guys and just unveil and be completely vulnerable with you guys on these topics, because it's not just us that needs to have these conversations. It's you guys at home as well. You have these conversations with your coworkers, your kids, your friends, your family, all that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. Literally, we give a fuck and we care about all of you guys. The most, we are lit, we are comical, we are funny, but at the end of the day, we are motherfucking genuine. And
we're human, and we have, or it's not always all fun and games. Sometimes people go through things, and so it's good to either talk through them or at least address them and know that you're not the only person who deals with that. Like I said, we're human. I think everybody deals with it in some form or shape or way in another. So.
Amen to that. We are going to get into Mr. Bogart scot-free here on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network with his track, I Remember. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember when the world got crazy, but now all they trying to do is just pay me. You dig? Here on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. It's a show about nothing. Dilly. We'll be back in just a second.
I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing. I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing. I get the bag, they can't stand me. Hit them up with the voice raspy. Used to me like smoothly. Real sultry, spewing this poetry. Moving this poultry. What else? Went from grams to OZs. Half slaps to half things. Now we pushing whole kids. More like a goddamn piano man. They sleeping on us like Ambien. They tripping off us, need an Ativan. Y'all broke as a joke and we the last. I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing. I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing. Hungry, the howler wolf with ribs touching. Humble, though loud as wolf ticket, distributor teeth folded. Not sure what wild card fate's holding, but the warm wax flows through the fist form, shake molded. When you do your best, there's no questions. Time only limits the creation process, but the final product flows with froth, infinite conviction. The best of the best for my family constituents. From project living to renovation to turnkey residence, speaking to existence, reek of the split fish, but able to build canvas to upper echelon equipment. It all connects, lacerate the perimeter, center placement. I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing. I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing.
I came in the door, I said it before. I never let the mic magnetize me no more. Where all my niggas at? Where all my bitches at? Throw your motherfucking hands in the air. We round low lows like we had a car show. We blowing big dro. They like Doja Cat. I got rims all black on an old school 08. Trilla made back like Ricky Rose. Trifecta, we some bosses from the Bay. San Jose, California. Don't mess around with them homies, we'll put it on ya. You could be a goner or you could be a owner. Yeah.
I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing. I remember when the world went crazy. Now all they wanna do is just pay me. Up early in the morning, not lazy. I heard shining like a diamond, no forgazing.
Ooh, fire.
I'm back.
No, it's cool, man. I was just jamming to Bogart with his awesome track. Honestly, I hadn't heard that one, I don't think.
Oh, I played that one before. Yeah, man. I played that one, especially when I came back from the riots.
Well, I was probably taking a halftime break, so I usually miss these.
I miss these. Like that one was fired up.
I don't really hear them all the time. Like I'll look up Bogart and be like, I feel like hearing some Bogart today, so I'll just check out a SoundCloud and put them on at work while I'm doing other stuff.
The fucking the music video show that's gonna be happening probably next week, like next week Saturday. Like that's just gonna be lit. Like it's gonna be a TRL meets 106 in Park type of vibe. Like shit. Yeah, so that's
I remember that stuff. I mean, 106 in Park as well, but I mean the Total Request live. Oh my god!
Yo, big shout out to the San Jose Valley, man. Big shout out West Coast, the West Coast, Dilly, y'all know, man.
Last time I was in,
y'all know I'm so LA, baby. I'm so LA. So
the last time I was in California, I was in San Francisco. So that was. Yeah, for sure. Bogart is fucking dope. No lie. Very talented brother. He sounds like he's rapping when he's talking on the show, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah. Me and his conversations, we just be dropping isms like back and forth.
Yeah. I've heard you too, man. But props to you, man. My lyricalness is more
you can paint.
Yeah, exactly. That's
another outlet. That's another outlet. That like if you guys like one of the things I want to kind of touch on too, with tonight's topic is like always remember one of the things that can always help you is remember that innocence in you, in yourself. Remember the kid in you. It is literally the most innocent gene, the most innocent chromosome in your body. Remember when you grew up, when you were growing up and you first watch anime, you would try and draw those characters. Like if you're a drawer, draw.
Like my
Like, if
son is
you're a
always
painter,
doing like Sonic or like Minecraft or like, you know, and then like I see him and his art's just like improving, and he brings home like these chunks of paper from my office, and I'm like, bro, like it's like stuff I'm supposed to shred. It's like confidential documents and shit. Don't tell nobody. But like he's drawn on the back or making like paper shields with swords on, like, you know, just crafting or I don't know. But he's very creative and he likes to do that stuff. So it just reminds me of myself when I was his age, you know, same way. But he has an outlet as well, like
and parents out there,
martial arts.
Like I encourage you, you know, preserve that in that innocence. So like when I talked about earlier in the show about like the relationship that I was in, you know, part of why I had to leave that relationship is because, you know, there was a child, and it's like, bro, like you're fucking seeing this, like,
yeah.
Like, and it's not stopping. Like, I'm sticking around and I'm trying to, like, you know, make it better, and it's not helping. You
and
know,
that has a lasting impression on children. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I dealt with stuff like that firsthand. So, you know, I know, but at the same time, like, you have to figure out, I guess, later on in life, if you are dealing with certain issues because of it and you don't really know why you're feeling that way. Like in my certain situation, like I didn't know that's why I was angry at a bunch of stuff, and then why I lashed out and I got in trouble, like once I got away from home. And then like my criminal past is not anything clean. There's probably multiple mugshots of me, you know.
You know, there are.
and so I you know, I went through a lot of stuff because that wasn't supposed to happen, and shame, and you know, just conflict with my father, and it turned into a lot of anger and alcoholism, like abusive alcoholism, not to where I'm at now, where I have fun with it and I, you know, I can
you can drink under control. Exactly.
But like it was a long period of my life that was very hard and dark to deal with. And from time to time, like it'll dip back into those moments, and I'm like, okay, is this a me thing, or is it because I'm not, like you said, maybe communicating, or is it because, you know, other people kind of forget that that's where I'm coming from? But I mean, it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? So
there's times like I'm so grateful for the woman that I'm with now, right? You know, and I'm gonna go ahead, you know, and I'm gonna take a shot for my missus for being so fucking amazing. Like my wife, my fiance.
I'll join you with that one, because the same thing. My wife knows everything that I've ever gone through. So when she's not as scary this time.
Hola, mamacita. ¿Cómo estás?
Yeah, those are lights going off back there.
It's LEDs.
They are LEDs, yes. She's clicking her tongue. Go over there with mama, baby. I'll be out there in a bit. Thank you. Hey guys. Hey, I'll go over there. Hey, it's time for a shower. You don't take showers. It's time for a bath. Okay, baby. Thank you. She's like, okay, Dad. And she closes the door. That's my 2.5-year-old, everyone. But I think she's made several appearances on Drum Boys Network. My wife will answer the phone, and then like as soon as she doesn't have attention or a TV is not on, she's like, "Where's Dad?" So
I know all the Bambitos, so it's okay.
Yeah, they all do that, and they do it very often. But I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world, you know. Honestly,
and that's actually what we were about to go into, you know. So you know, one, like you know, I appreciate Mrs. for like knowing everything. Like she was like there to kind of honestly like rescue me. Like you never know when you need saving from a fucking dark place, like until you're in a dark place.
I want to say I found it or whatever, but like when I wasn't looking, you know. It was just, I was very fortunate in that she, not only was she extremely understanding and knew my past and all that stuff, she wasn't.
Rod, send it over. Go ahead.
Wasn't judging. What did he find?
And then another thing I want to touch on, you know, like parents out there that deal with mental health, like it is so important, you know, for you guys. One, if you're in a relationship, you know, co-parent, you know, work together. Two, if you're not, like, if you're a single father, if you're a single mother, I grew up in a single mother home.
I was I myself was a single father for a while. My oldest daughter is from a previous relationship, so you know, and that's why I give my wife even more props now, because she like I said, she knows everything about me, and like I said, she wasn't judging at all, considering that I still had things in myself that I needed to work out.
You know, when you and I first became friends, like, I was a single father to my daughter, you know, until like I lost my daughter, you know, not on my own accord.
No, I remember
my baby mother,
legal battles, and
my baby mother straight up kidnapped her. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. My daughter was legitimately like kidnapped from me, like. You know, gave my baby mother back, you know, visitation, like during, like, in the middle of court proceedings, and in the middle of court proceedings, my baby mother flew to the fucking state of Texas. Like, it is what it is. That's something that I deal with, like, every day, right? But that's also why I wake up every day, and that's my why, as to why I wake up every day and I run Rum Boys, you know, and I run this company, and I'm like, yo, you know, like, there could be a chance I'm never gonna see my daughter again, right? Because, like, I've hired private investigators. Like, I've gone in the hole, you know, to try and fucking, you know, get that connection back. You know, spent so much fucking money and everything, bro. And every day, and that is one of those things that leads me into depression and leads me into anxiety. I get anxious, like, yo, like, I'm gonna kill it this episode. This is gonna be the episode where we're gonna blow up. We're gonna have like 10K subs.
That's the way we always feel, though.
Yeah, you know, but I'm also like, you know, like I'm like, you know, this is a chance that, you know, my daughter is now. Last time I saw my daughter, she was 2.5, going on 3. My daughter's now going on 5.
Yeah,
you know,
and probably since I first met you, so like 2 years or so. So
yeah, she's 5 now. You know, and it's like, you know what? Like, I know that I'm gonna wake up every fucking day. I know that I got my homies, you know, that's running a company, and I know that, like, you know, with me, like, we gonna, you know, one day she's gonna see. She's gonna one day I'm gonna pop up on the top of the YouTube recommendations, or one day, you know, I'm gonna pop up like I tweeted what I tweeted today. I'm gonna pop on HBO Max, you know, and pop on Hulu, Amazon Prime, and it's like, yo, like, that's my fucking dad, like, yo, or she's gonna be like, yo, why do I look like this man, or why are there pictures on fucking Facebook and Twitter of me and this dude? Like, who the fuck?
No, that, like, exactly, man. That's important to have a
motivation,
a drive, a goal, motivation, and that's what children do for me. And you as well, I'm sure. And I think anybody who has kids, it's to try to give them better than what we had, and not, you know, to see, like you were saying earlier, not to pass down this chain of, you know,
of trauma,
exactly.
You know,
try to just make it better. And so every time I catch myself getting angry or wanting to do something that I would have seen, you know, when I was younger, I just kind of go the other way, and I try to be
a better person.
You know, exactly.
I feel like, and forget how the fuck you feel about who I'm gonna quote. If you don't like who I'm about to quote, well, honestly, I could care less, because, well, that's the type.
That's also a big part of mental health. Don't care so much about
other
people. Social media. I know that we're kind of pushing ourselves on social media and stuff, but that's also kind of Nick. What's up? That's kind of also like Nick? The same. It falls in the same line, though. Like, don't be on everything too much. Don't care too much about.
Yeah, don't care too much. You know, like, don't stress yourself out over things that you can't control. So I can control what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. When they go low, we go high. Quote from Michelle Obama. If you don't like that I quoted Obama, I don't care.
No, man, her pantsuit or whatever that was fire at the inauguration.
Yep. Quote from Michelle: when they go low, I go high. Now, what I love about this quote is you can apply that to anything and everything. When my boss wants to come at me with some bullshit, when he goes low, or I'm gonna go high, I'm gonna take the high road. You know what? Yeah, you know, whatever.
Right.
You know,
for the most part, you'll thank yourself too. You know,
when my doubters, oh, you're not gonna make it on Hulu, you're not gonna make it on Amazon Prime. Like, you know, fuck your dream. You know, whatever. While you take that approach, like, me and the crew, we're out here, we're dumping articles, we're fucking, you know, planning out shows 2-3 weeks in advance. Like, we're linking up with artists, we're signing fighters, like we're doing everything, you know.
I'm improving the original design for the show about nothing
Exactly.
that I had in the background like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, little shit, like just like every fucking thing, you know.
No, dude, in 3 weeks I'll look at it and be like, oh, I'll do something else, and then it'll like probably look better. I mean, if not, then we can trash it. But you know, that's the way I work. We don't just stop at one thing, and you got to keep busy even when you're not busy. Like I got a lot of things to do, a ton of things to do. I got family and things, you know, but at the same time, like I need to make time to do little things like this that make me happy. You know, getting on the show, talking about nothing for an hour, you know, just kind of de-stress.
My favorite thing, really quick, Miles, about when they go low and I go high, we go high, is, bro, when the things that I can't control in the universe, when I just start feeling low for no fucking reason, you know. I ain't going front. There are days where I'm like, where I'm sitting back and I'm looking in the industry and I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers ain't really showing me love like that, you know, like, you know, you know, people like
I get you, man. Like I'll go. I think
there's times
last week I was mad because I hadn't seen the sun in like 5 days, and I was like, what the fuck? I was pissed.
Bro, there's times where I'll go on Twitter and I'm like, you know, someone be like, oh, like I love your content. I'm like, I know you never watched a single fucking episode of that shit.
Okay, I've never gotten that far. Usually when somebody says that, I'll be like, oh, that's so great.
Like, I'm like, you know, like a fucking example, you know, like, you know, and like that'll just like send me down like a path like anger where like I can't control, like, you know, like my anger.
I've done that, dude, or I'll snap.
You know?
Like I got to stop and be like, "Oh shoot, did I eat today?" And then I got to go back and apologize.
Yeah, did I have a Snickers? Did I have a fucking Snickers?
So those things I don't contribute to.
Snickers, give me money.
Yeah, those things I don't contribute to. But if you're always like that, then like fix it, right? Like figure out if it's not hunger, fix it. Or you haven't been sleeping well, like I said, and it goes back to all these little things that because you need to be right. Like I said, first take care of your head. Like you need to be good within yourself. That way you can be good to other people. That's like the only way. I feel like all these people who go around and loving to spew hate is because something in them is not going on right, and they just can't pinpoint it or talk about it or whatever it may be.
If you can't, when you wake up, right? When you wake up, and I want to challenge everybody, no matter how the fuck
they're mad in life about something.
Yeah.
I want to make you mad.
Like no matter how you wake up, I have a challenge for everybody. All right. Whenever you wake up, I want your first fucking thought to be the most positive shit that you can make it. Like before
put a sign on your ceiling, bro, like that says something motivational, like I'm gonna kill it today, or well, I mean, not like that. Maybe you can take it literally, or fucking become a
fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Like,
oh shit, that's messed up. Yeah, if you're a psychopath, don't take that.
Don't do that.
Specific motivational quote for me. Like use a different form of anyway.
But like before you wake up, so like most of us when we fall asleep, right? Most of us when we fall asleep, we all have a phone case. We take this little thing and we plug our fucking charger in. We undo the phone case. We plug.
I don't even do that. I'm a psychopath, dude. I don't plug my phone in at night. Like I know it has so much battery. It's like it'll last till the morning.
I mean, yeah, like I've had nights like that.
No, but like even when it's like at 20-something%, I'm like, I want to risk it. Fuck it. I like to.
But hear me out. Before when you wake up in the morning, before you roll the fuck over and unplug your phone from that charger, or you just pick up your phone, even if you don't charge it, all right, and you're a psychopath, all right.
Oh my god, no.
I love how like we're doing like a double entendre, like we're saying psychopath, like talk about mental health, but it's like someone's like they're like fuck.
We just got super breaking news while we're on the show.
Ooh, well, hold on. Before you guys, I want to say this challenge. Before you guys look at your phone and the negativity of the trolls and the internet starts to fuck with you, think about something positive. If you're a parent, think about your kids. Don't think fuck them kids. All right. Don't wake up and do that. Don't wake up and be like, oh man, this kid about to ask for Reese's Puffs and it's only 6:45 a.m. Like, don't do that. Just be like, you know what? I'm awake. I hear my kid awake. We ready to get it. Let's get that money.
Anyway, the Texans hired a head coach right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's David Culley.
Oh shit!
Ravens assistant head coach, wide receiver coach, pass game coordinator.
Yep, I just got it.
So my buddy texted me the guy who's in one of my home leagues or whatever, and he just like Watson to the Jets. I was like,
bro, so yeah, Watson's leaving.
I was like, I'm not going to be a Jets fan. I'm not going to go from one poverty franchise to the next. I just won't cheer for a football team. I'll just be that's going to make me a better content creator. Just watch. I'm not going to have a team. I'm just going to write about all of them. I'm going to be like Schefter.
So I'm not gonna have a team.
Those jerseys back there. I'll just get them signed by those players eventually.
You can become a Washington fan. I have a feeling we about to get Stafford.
No, I'm just a regular football fan. Football in general. You know what? I'm gonna start watching college.
like, and that's
start watching college more. I'll start watching college more.
That's another thing. Have something that they can distract you. So, like, obviously, for most of us in this industry, whether you are a writer, whether you are an analyst, whether you are just someone that views in live chat, right? Our distraction is sports. I want you to take our Wednesday night shows and share them with people that don't enjoy sports, especially tonight's episode.
I'm also requesting a trade to college football right now. I will cover college football. I'm gonna go call J Love and we'll just talk about up and coming prospects all the time.
Hey, you guys do a dynasty.
Nobody's even really calling that. Look, nobody's even calling that shit really, and they're just starting to use those players' likenesses for fantasy. So I'm gonna jump in that now while it's cold because I've lost the passion for Houston.
I will give you and J Love your own dynasty fucking podcast show here on the network.
Right. At least the Texans hired a man of color, so I'll give them that. But wow. Yeah. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm venting.
You're good.
At least I'll give them that because I'm pretty sure Watson wasn't included on this. They haven't talked to him for shit. He hasn't said anything.
The show about nothing.
It is the show about nothing.
Oh man. So here's where mental health comes in.
Oh no, this guy he's trying to recruit me back to the Cowboys. He's like, tag Dak and trade him, and then you can join, maybe.
Here's where mental health becomes important, guys. So Miles is clearly about to be in poverty right now.
Mm-hmm.
Depression possibly because Deshaun Watson is now definitely going to be making a fucking decision. So yeah.
Sorry, I'm sidetracked.
I'm trying to find a way to feel bad for you, but like as like a friend, I'm like, I told you so. Like the friend of me wants to feel bad for you, but like,
but this franchise wasn't in poverty until like 6 years ago, and then they got the franchise quarterback, and they was like, oh look, we're gonna be great, and then like it got worse somehow.
Fucking McNair is Cal McNair. I can't wait. Friday's about to be lit.
Fuck that. For my mental health, I may have to skip the episode. We'll see what happens. I mean, I
finally make a scenario. You could have had fucking Leslie Frazier or Mdma, and this is what you choose.
I don't understand. I mean, I know Cully was in the mix, right? But he was always like the last name to be mentioned. It wasn't like a super bad choice, and it's weird that he's an offensive-minded guy. I'm trying to figure out the angle that Casario's trying to pull there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure that out.
Maybe you draft Trey Lance, man, because he can move outside of the pocket. Like
I don't want to have to follow Casario instead of Watson. If he moves, it's just not even fun. Like, what am I, 80? I don't care about the front office. Like,
GM.
I want to watch football and enjoy it, you know? So anyway, so yeah, if you care about your mental health, maybe try to follow a competent football team. I mean, you got lucky, dude, because like your football team was in shambles for like a half second and then they like just righted the ship. Mine was in shambles, had a chance to fix it, and then like just went neutral, maybe. You know what I mean? Like they just went neutral. They didn't like bend their back to like make it like better.
I love how like you just get you just got a fucking message about Watson, and then I get a message about my stocks from fucking Robinhood, and
we're in two different totally
worlds. Like the same shit, the same emotion just happened where I'm like, fuck. They're like, so the market is volatile right now. Make sure that you know all about your investing with Investing 101. I'm like, Yo, do not start halting goddamn AMC shares right now. Like, don't do this. Like, don't do this.
Wowzers. Well, I mean, breaking news had to happen while I was on the show anyway, but let's just bring it back to mental health for a bit, close it out. I was going to talk about physical health. I just felt like that's for me that's really good. You wake up in the morning, you stretch, you make sure that, like you said, you listen to your body, you can sleep, especially now with COVID, being able to breathe. I saw some deal where, like, if you've had COVID and they do like a CT scan of your or a CAT scan of your lungs again, like you've lost, basically what it does is it takes like 50% of your red blood cells that are working in your lungs. So, just be healthy and watch yourself, everybody, with all that stuff still going on. And
in terms of physical health, like one, like kind of us still dealing with like the pandemic and quarantine. Like a lot of you guys, yes, you can go and you can do things, and like life is semi-normal. Like if anyone's gonna tell me life is 100% normal, I'm gonna just say that you live in fucking Florida automatically. But I mean,
you gotta retire. Also, like you just gotta be the age to go to Florida.
But I mean, no, for real though. Like with us still being like quarantine, like try and still do a couple push-ups, do a couple sit-ups.
Start small. And what I like to say with and all of that is start small. Do what you can do. Work your way up. Make a log of what you're doing. That way you can build from it. And I think doing stuff like that. Hey, Gemmo, wanted to say hello.
Up, Gemmo?
Awesome, cool, man. Appreciate
what
you.
Up, what up? What up, bro?
At work right now.
Fucking no, like I don't mind if you have like a beer a day or anything.
But you want to stay active.
Yeah, like try and eat right. Like
nothing wrong with a nightcap. I'm pretty sure there's a 109-year-old woman who drinks a Bud Light a day somewhere.
There probably is, and Bud Light's probably searching for her now that you just said that. Like for a commercial.
I've read it in the newspaper at least twice. Or she swears by drinking a pint a day. She was able to make it to.
I drink a glass of wine a day, and I have been perfectly fine.
LeBron does it, and look at him; he's the best player in the live right now.
Chad Johnson somewhere. I eat McDonald's every fucking day, and how many times I get injured? I should have never did that.
No, but it was funny.
Listen, man. Listen. Only thing I can really say about mental health is one of the things that really makes my mental health really exude this stuff is when I tell my pigeons.
His pigeons. That's right.
I tell my pigeons, and they just bring me so much harmony.
Pigeons.
It just bring me so much harmony. I had amigos over at my house recently, and and fucking Quavo, he was like, "Mama," and he's holding the pigeon, and like it was the most organic thing ever. Skate.
That's pretty good, man. That is hilarious.
Skate, guys. Skate.
I love the Migos.
I love Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Do like celebrity impersonations like in your head or something like to make yourself laugh, like break up the monotony. Like depression is a real thing. Like if you feel yourself like having thoughts.
The Jazz are beating the Mavericks. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, that is. I mean, but they're also the second highest ranked team in the West. And the Lakers, we're about to get our shit pushed in by the Sixers, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be a Spurs account for like the next couple of months.
But no, like if you guys are having having thoughts, talk to people, talk to someone, reach out. Like if you guys notice, I didn't really say too much about like you reaching out to family. Like if there's a family member that you're close to, reach out to that family member, right? Like cousin, aunt,
always be wary of somebody who's close, maybe
close,
casting judgment or not being able to understand the situation the way you'd wished. And then
sometimes they I'll put it like this: they say blood is thicker than water, but sometimes blood ain't always thicker than water.
Sometimes you just have to.
I know some motherfuckers that ain't even blood, but for me, they'll go a lot harder. 9mm loaded for my daughter.
Yeah.
that's something I wrote like 8 months ago. Like, sometimes you don't always need just reach out and talk to someone. Sometimes the most unbiased motherfucker that you could talk to. Sometimes the person that look, me and Miles are in different states.
I'm fine right now.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean like states physically?
Yeah, like we're in different states. Like we're in different physical fucking states.
Okay. I was like, no, we're kind of like on the same state.
And we talk to each other, and it's are you good? Like, are the kids good? Is your wife good? Like, is this like how can I help? Da da da. Like, and it's
we do exactly. I think like you said, just last week, like we chatted on the phone. You called me like, hey man, you good? And I was like, you know what? I'm glad you called. And we talked for maybe like, I don't know, an hour and a half, bro. Like before your dinner got there, you're waiting on food.
Yeah. I was waiting on my food. I was waiting on my wife, and like it was just a thing, like, also another thing that I want to I want to end things with, I want to break down toxic masculinity and the basis that we can really break that down. I want to stop hearing. Of course, I want to stop hearing things of "you're a man, get the fuck over it." Like, you sound fucking stupid. You sound chauvinistic. You sound like a pig. Stop it. No, you get over it. How about I punch you in the throat and I tell you, all right, now get over it. All right, so shut the fuck up with that stuff. We're not doing that no more. All right, it's 2021. We're gonna get over that. Stop being intimidated by women. Okay, that's another thing, man. And another thing, fellas, like I want you guys to start talking about, talk about what you're going through a lot more. You do not have to bottle everything up. Like, you literally do not. And then finally, again, I'm gonna go back to the whole "it's 2021" thing. Normalize telling your homies, you know what? I'm gonna put it like this. Normalize, y'all listen to fucking hip hop culture, y'all listen to goddamn music. Normalize telling your niggas that you love them.
For sure, dude. I love you, bro.
I love you, bro. Like, normalize the fuck out of that, bro. Like, normalize the fuck out of that. Like
it's not hard to really say that, because it's not like it's not like a freaking physical thing, it's like I appreciate the hell out of somebody else. He just happens to be another dude. Like, stop.
There are different forms of love. Like, if you are a dude and in 2021 you're still cringing, like if your homie is like, hey, I love you, my dog, like, yo, my G, like, I fucking love you. They dap you up and they fucking give you a hug. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have gone through some motherfucking shit and I've called Bogart. I've called Miles. I've even called Jimmo. I've called fucking Justin. I have called one of my good friends. Like, it's at the point now, my mental health is so fucking strong at this point. I have motherfuckers in other states that help support me and that help support my mental state.
Yeah, dude.
My real friends, like,
honestly, it is.
Like, my real friends, like there's probably someone right now that's one of my real friends, like, that I met, and I'm gonna say, like, motherfucker, I met you in real life. Like, we've had a beer together. There's someone that's probably my real friend, and it's like, oh, what about me? No, honestly, fuck you, because for the last 2-3 years, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah. Like, I still got some good homies too, and then we'll talk. But life gets.
Yeah, I have some good homies. Like, I have some. It's like, but like, they don't check on me how you check on me. They don't check on me how Bogart checks on me.
I got my group. I got my group text with a couple of them still, but they just happen to, like, they live down the street and we're all in fantasy together.
I'll say that it could be a combination of one or two things. Either A, them or me are taking advantage of the fact that, well, we're in the same state, or we're in the same city, we're in the same zip code.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna get up and Zoom on with them like twice a week like I do with y'all.
Yeah, or either it's either either you're not showing me that you love me enough, or either I'm not showing you that I love you enough. I think that us as men, you don't like, if you have to throw in this.
No homo.
You have to throw in this. You have to throw in no homo. You have to throw in pause. Like, you have to say, "Hey, bro, I love you." Pause.
Like,
hey, bro, I love you. No homo.
It's inferred. I have a wife and 3 kids.
Like, have you seen me? Like, do you remember the shit that we went through growing up? Like if you have to say that, Like you're just dealing with some really either you're insecure or the homies that you're fuck with is insecure. You know,
and they expect that from you or whatever.
Get rid of insecurity. Like for real, get rid of insecurity. Male or female.
If you're within a close group of friends and that's like one of those jokes that it hits with everybody, then that's fine. You know,
that's
like
fine.
you can do that. You know, you're not hurting nobody when you do that, I suppose. Although,
but if you are a dude,
that kind of language.
Yeah,
what am I, 80? Shit, you know. But I'm just saying, like, you know, be sincere and sensitive to others.
Exactly.
Like if you read the room also. You know what I mean?
If
Don't be
if more of us start telling each other, yo, like, I love you, homie. You know, why is it that why is the amount of time so my wife, she's going dumb on the TikTok right now. Like, she's viral, bro. You know, and she just did this TikTok this morning where it was like, you know, women supporting women.
Why doesn't that happen more often?
Well, yeah, she was like, like she was doing a duet with another creator, and she was like, women, when another queen's crown is down, or when another queen's crown is crooked, you don't mention that it's crooked. You don't talk about how or why it's crooked. You just straighten that motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Fellas, from here on out, we are kings.
You dropped this king.
Yep.
And I'm holding a W for you right now for that one, you know.
Yeah. Hey, from here on out, from here on out, we're kings. Hey, if your crown is down, I'm gonna correct that motherfucker. I'm gonna adjust it. Sometimes it may be tough love. Sometimes it's just gonna be, you know, love. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna correct it with nothing but empathy, compassion, and love.
Damn straight.
You know, and I feel like that's where we really need to start going as a society. And I think that is something that's going to help all of us out in terms of our mental health, because, like, for real, I mean, you know, when we're all working together as one, you know, and we're all, Raj, I got you. We're all working together as one, and we're all together, and we're all kind of, you know, thinking on the same thought process as love. Just think of what we can build.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And like you said, just, you know, like you don't get caught in that same cycle of, like, you know, got to go to work, got to do this, blah 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 blah. Like I feel like that's just like the first thing that kind of gets things going, and people, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, or if you don't like that, or you don't like that much structure in your life, that's like where things start to go wrong. And then if you don't talk about it, like we said, that's like other contributing factors, and you just gotta
put it this way. We saw a bunch of motherfuckers 2-3 weeks ago create emotion and shake the world with hate. Imagine what we could do with fucking love.
Yeah.
Hey, instead of storming the fucking Capitol, imagine if we all gathered hand in hand outside of that motherfucker and just started singing Amazing Grace. Like, we all, like, that would be more powerful. You thought it was powerful when you stormed it? Shit.
Yeah, and you know, and that's where things get, like we said, get dangerous with, you know. I mean,
power of love trumps hate. Here's the thing with love, and especially with mental health. It's harder for you to reach deep down when you're, in the words of the serve, when you're down with the sickness, when you're down, it's hard to reach deep for that. And when you're blaming everyone else
and get past all
everything, like it's hard to reach for that love. But here's the thing: when you find that shit, that is the most powerful. That is the most powerful thing ever. That is the most powerful piece of matter.
That's why I fucking love chilling and talking with Bogart, because there he is. Give me money, because just right on time. Because when I talk to him, he always makes me feel that way. Like, there's no reason to be fucking upset about anything. Like, he's like, but why would you be that way if you could just fucking, like, you know, go outside and see the rainbows, or be one with nature, or fucking, you know, love your brother, or like, and it's like, well, damn it, you're right. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I know that's the damn answer, but I was so blinded by rage or something that was bothering me, and I was being so selfish that I couldn't just stop and think about that.
There's so many different forms of love, you know, like what you just said, you know, go outside and enjoy the weather, you know, let the raindrops hit your fucking face, you know, enjoy the sunshine, you know, there are so many different forms of love, you know, you can find love in nature, you can find love with your partner, you can find, you know, the love that your friends are going to give you is something different. The love when your team wins, is different.
In a passion that you do, if you like playing video games, if you want to watch
Hey,
an old movie from your childhood, or
it's a dopamine. It's a dopamine. Like I would like Bogart. If Bogart was here, he'd be like, "It's a dopamine."
give you the damn chemical breakdown for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a fucking dope.
You're over here trying to express emotions with emotions and rational thought, and Bogart will give you the science behind it some random way. But there's truth behind all that as well.
The reason why people take, going back to last week, the reason why people take MDMA, ecstasy, Molly, or any of those things,
all that stuff.
It's because they're releasing that endorphin. They're releasing all that extra fucking melatonin.
I should have been on last week, so I could have talked about like ayahuasca and like morning glory and like all the shamanistic stuff about it. But anyway, it's for another time, I guess.
No, dude, it's
but those things are used to break up patterns or cycle patterns of things like depression or alcohol or like where people are in a freaking rut. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine addictions or whatever it may be. It just it resets their neurological wiring in their head, and it gives them a fresh start, like hitting a reset button. And they reach, when they're on these things, they see some sort of spiritual, and like, I know I'm tripping out and going by some other tangent here, but like it's still on that euphoric effect, which gives them happiness, right? And happiness ultimately is what keeps you, I think, that balance of when you're angry because you got so many calls at work today, or your emails were flooded, or your boss doesn't respect you, or your wife doesn't recognize you want to do something, or like stuff like, or your husband looks at other women. I don't know what your problem is, but I'm just saying, like, things like that could build up and bother you, and if you don't talk about them or realize them or whatever, that a lot of these people don't use this as a form of just like escape and they let all their problems go. They use it to break that cycle, reset, maybe be able to see themselves outside of that situation and then address the problem and figure out that most of the time it's usually due to communication and actually not expressing how they feel in the first place, which is that whole thing going back to, like you saying, like the toxic masculinity and kind of still putting labels on stuff. And the same thing goes, and we see it a lot within the industry.
I said endorphins.
I think you did say endorphins. I don't know.
I said endorphins.
Oh yeah, that's right. But I think, endorphins, it's true. It's the same thing with working out, which is the way that I look at it, right? And I should have known that and corrected you, but I knew what you meant. It's right. So anyways, but
but like, no, I mean, no, it's not that you were going on a tangent. I mean, like literally, like, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, no, you like, you can't control your emotions, but you can. And you can't control the outcome of how you wake up feeling during the day, or if like your boss says
to a certain degree you can, you know what I'm saying?
To a certain degree, you can.
Okay, so I know what you're trying to say. What I think is you can't control.
It's so subjective.
You can't control the situation. You can just control how you react to the situation.
Yeah.
Basically. So you have to learn how to react better, and the only way that you can, I feel, do that, and you don't have to take drugs to do that. You just have to be aware of how you're reacting and stop and pause before you actually do. And with me, my problem is I'm very good at that. But what I end up doing is when I'm mad, I just go, oh, let's not be mad. And then I put that away somewhere. And then it never comes out later because I don't talk about that fucking happened in that certain situation. So I need to learn how to. I need to
see us by one.
Game over.
107, 106. We had them. That was bullshit. There should have been a foul at the 2.5, but
one of my writers on that, and I'll put it out tomorrow.
Yep. All good.
But yeah, this has been an enlightening episode. I feel really sore. So if you notice me squirming, it's because I'm really sore.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, I think that's what's going back. We were tying in last week's episode about addiction, or however you want to term it. I know that I'm going to be very candid. When I've used certain substances, it's been for just doses or recreational, when I'm having having crazy times in my life or whatever it may be. But it's, for the most part, it genuinely helps for me to reset and just take a step back and look at life. And my daughter's crying and things are going on. I think I'm needed.
You're good. We're about to go ahead and sign off. If you want to go ahead and check on really quick, and I'll stall up really quick, give you a couple seconds.
Yeah, no problem. Give me a second.
Yeah, you're fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been this has been the show about nothing. We call it the show about nothing because you have to know somehow, some way, some shape, form, or fashion that we're going to be talking about something. There's never a time I feel like that on this show we're not literally talking about nothing. I don't think there's a single topic that you could say that, yo, on the show about nothing, the fucking Rum Boys ain't talking about shit. You know, you're not gonna have that impression when you come on this show Wednesday nights and when you view this show Wednesday nights. To the Sixers fans out there, congratulations, you guys got your 1 point win. Don't expect that in the fucking finals. You probably won't make it there anyways, so it doesn't fucking matter. But no, like for real, like on this show, it may seem like we're talking about nothing or we call it the show about nothing, but I like the oxymoron of, nah, motherfucker, we're talking about a whole lot of something. Yeah.
This is what I had today. It's like the size of my head.
Mm.
It's a double something. I can't read this person's because they wrote it on here, but the ABV is like 8.5%. And I'm supposed to.
Big ass can.
I know. I'm supposed to go to my brother-in-law's. Like, I'm going to just walk over there. I have to pick up a sander or a saw or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely got robbed on the final call. It is what it is. Like it's got, you got to make the season interesting somehow. If you're the NBA, like how else? Like if the Lakers just win everything, like what the fuck?
Yeah, boring, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways, my daughter didn't want to go to sleep. Surprise, surprise. It's not my turn to put her to bed, and usually she'll cry for one or the other because she's just trying to stall.
Bro, I know that feeling. You're better than me. I'd be like chancla.
One of these bad boys right here.
No, exactly. Hey, ain't nothing. Hey, this shit solves everything. We talk about mental health. We're like, yeah, fucking throw.
I know, right? Look what we're doing to our kids. No, but we're joking. Obviously, I don't do that.
Yeah, we're definitely joking. Like that's another thing too. Like if you guys have dealt with something traumatic, like I grew up like in a very fucking abusive home. Like, but I'll joke about that shit all the time. I'll joke about all the times I got my ass whooped. But also, if it wasn't for me getting my ass whooped, I'd probably be in prison.
It also helps to kind of joke about it a little bit, I guess, too.
Yeah, it does. No, it literally does. You know, not all. Hey, there's some times where ass whooping solves problems. You just got to know which ones.
That's true. Like if you're one of those like parents with it, you just get run all over and your kid's like out of whack, then yeah, you definitely need to do that.
Yeah,
like
take off your shirt and chuck it across the room. Don't hit him, but just chuck it across the room.
Scare him a little bit.
Yeah. oh shit. Motherfucker, you got aim? I didn't know you could do that. Like when
I think the threat is always more
dad jokes anymore now because I do that motherfucker's ass.
I do like a threatening look that like I stare at my kid, but in a threatening way.
The stare.
I do the dad stare, but it doesn't really work sometimes, especially with my older son. And then he thinks he's cool because he knows karate and stuff. So
have you ever done your parent stare to another grown adult?
Dude, my wife, I feel, is like the queen of doing that.
Dog, I love that shit. I've looked at plenty of dudes in a bar.
She would. Oh, I think I've done that to some dude at a bar once or twice. But like my wife will do that to like.
You can tell it's like yo. Like
my wife will do it to like anybody who's like here at my house and like she's already like had enough of them. And whether it's one of my friends, one of her friends, her sister, like it doesn't matter. Like she'll like.
Hit that.
I don't know what happens. I can't do it. She's like, I can't even do one of those stares. It's like real intense, dude. Like there's so many. Like 4 eyebrows or something. Like it's crazy.
Has been the Rum Boys Fantasy Network, the show about nothing. We've talked about a whole lot of something tonight, and I think that it was a very good and hopefully therapeutic conversation for many of you out there doing this show. Miles, talk to the people, bro. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me sulking on Twitter with this new coach hire by the Houston Texans and just figure out why they decided to do this so soon without waiting for Eric Bieniemy. But otherwise, you can find me on Twitter, ff_Peacock. And yeah, we got new stuff coming out daily. Today I had two of my our writers put up some great content as far as NHL and NBA. And then you can look for that stuff going on while we're in the down season. And I'm sure I'll have something on this news coming really, really soon. Like I'll probably vent, right? Not tonight, maybe tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Mental health.
Yeah, shit's gonna happen. Yeah. Listen, guys, keep yourselves positive.
Like, right? I've put out good articles when I'm venting mad, like with Bill O'Brien and the
your
trade.
best articles are when you vent, so you should just do one.
Yeah, tomorrow.
But for real, make sure that you guys, follow him, Fantasy Football, FF Peacock, FF Peacock right there, just how it's typed.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Connor. They are underrated.
Very.
I'll agree with you there.
Bogart, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Next week on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network show about nothing. We're gonna get back into some trippy things.
Yes.
Next week, could AI take over the world? So get ready for that one.
We're gonna talk about Elon Musk.
Dude, it's gonna get fucking.
We're gonna have to that Neuralink.
Yeah, it's gonna get super, super fucking trippy, dude, and I cannot wait. Make sure you follow me at Rumboy, spelled as ZNET, just like you see right here below me. Just type in exactly that, and you can find me pretty much everywhere on social media. Rumboys Fantasy Network on social media.
Ooh, rumboys.com and check out the Captain's Corner. Like I said, we drop articles all the time, and right now we're dropping all the summer heat stuff, like I'm saying. So be on the lookout for that goodness. Sorry.
No, absolutely. Rumboys.com. Hit up the Captain's Corner for all of our articles. Just go to the top of the toolbar. Boom, boom.
Or you can scroll right below all the videos, and then the latest.
Yeah, it's right there on the homepage. Yeah, it's right there on the homepage too. But no, we greatly love and appreciate you guys. Y'all are the shit. Y'all are the greatest supporting subscribers, followers.
Hey, awesome episode. I'm glad that you had me on to talk about this and just kind of give some insight in some of my, personal things that I've dealt with. Like I said, everybody has some demons that they've had to deal with and go through, and everybody's human, and we got to kind of think. I think if we stop and remember that when we interact with other people, maybe they were having a bad day. Just try to be nicer. Take a breath before you act sometimes.
Exactly. It's better to do that. Stop, interact, vibe, and function with the shits, than the latter, and just,
instead of reacting in the wrong way.
But I mean,
that goes for you, Twitter.
yeah, Twitter. Keep your nuts on Twitter.
I was gonna say, don't even get me started with Facebook. I don't mess with that at all.
No,
I'm on it, but I don't mess with it.
I fucking hate Facebook. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been the show about nothing. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the rumblings and girls. What it do? We love and appreciate all of you. Fuck, y'all shit.
Dilly dilly. That's a dark
dilly. I gotta put that on.
I know you're feeling. Yeah, these things are heavy.
I'm about to have another one, but yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. This is really good though. It's kind of sweet, kind of. Not really. I don't know. It has like a fun. What is this?